guys, welcome back to Charmin's Kitchen. Today I'm gonna be sharing my recipe with you guys for cook-up rice Guyanese style, and I'm gonna be making this with black eyed peas, chicken, and a whole lot of amazing vegetables and ingredients. So if you come on down, I'll show you guys the next step. So guys, for this dish I had my black eyed peas soaking for about 2.5 hours. You can soak this for overnight, or you can soak it for way more than that. But I see it start plumping up now, and I'm gonna go ahead and cook this because this is the first thing you want to cook for this dish. So I'm gonna start cooking it, and I have 2 cups of black eyed peas, and I'm gonna be putting in some water, a little bit more than what I have right now. I'll strain this water that I had it soaking into, and then I will cook it back in fresh water until it's nice and soft and tender, and then I'll show you guys the next step. So guys, this is the water for the black eyed peas that I'm gonna be cooking it into. I already add 1 teaspoon of salt, and now I'm gonna put in, because the water is hot, I'm gonna put in that 2 cups of black eyed that I had soaking for some hours. And then all I need to do at this point is just give it a stir, and then I will come back, leave it to cook until it's soft, and I'm going to show you guys how you know when it's nice and soft and done, and then it will be ready for us to put in the cook-up rice. So guys, after 20 minutes this looks like it's done, and that's because I see some of them split, and I can see the inside of the beans, and you can see how the water color changed, like to a darker color. I'm not going to be using this water to cook the food in. I will strain this and just gonna add coconut milk to this. So let me show you guys how you know when this is done. So you take one and you press it down like that, and you'll see that the inside will ooze right out, and that's when you know that they're done. So this one is at the perfect stage that I need it to be. So I'm just gonna turn it off right now and then strain it out from that brown looking color water. So guys, this is the chicken I'm preparing to put into the cook-up rice, and I have all parts of the chicken cut up. That's how we usually make it. I have a little bit of the wings, I have some of the rib, the back, different part of the chicken. So that's how we usually cook it, because every different part have different flavor. So in here I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to season this up, and we want it to have flavor when we're cooking. And I'm gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and I want to add into here my green seasoning, and this is made with some maribori pepper, garlic, fine thyme, broad thyme, green onion, and did I say garlic? Yeah, garlic. So I like to blend my seasoning when I'm seasoning meat, because when you grind it, it tends to get into the meat faster, and it tends to coat into every different part and flavor the meat so well that rather than when you cut up the ingredients, because when you cut it up, I don't see that getting into the meat and flavoring it well. So I like to grind everything or blend it up and then put it in. When it's blend up, it tends to get into the chicken or whatever meat you're using quicker than you expect. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cover it down and leave it in my fridge until I'm ready to cook. You can cook it right now as it is, or the longer you leave it to marinate, the better the flavor will be. So I'm not ready to cook this cook-up rice yet, but I'm just prepping. So I'm gonna leave this in my fridge covered up with some saran wrap, and then I'll come back and show you guys when we're ready to prepare the chicken. Okay guys, so these are some of the seasoning that we're gonna add into the cook-up rice. And here I have some maribori or wiri pepper that we're gonna be adding into the food, but we won't cut them up, we'll add them just like that. I have some thyme, and thyme is really a nice ingredient for this dish. I have 6 green onions because as much seasoning as you can put for this dish, it will make the dish way flavorful. I have a large onion that I'm gonna cut up. Here I have 2 broadleaf thyme, and I have this in my house. I have it planned all year round that I can pick and use this ingredient. And here I have some butternut squash or pumpkin that I'm gonna be adding. And because the dish is called cook-up rice, you can add anything in there, any vegetable, anything that you like. I already have some ochro that I'm gonna be adding into it. I have some carrots. I have some bok choy. On any kind of spinach can do. And in this bag here I have some married man pork, and this is like a basil here, but from the one from Guyana have a different flavor from the basil, and this is the star of cook-up rice. So once you put this, you can tell right away, and this ingredient you don't always find. You can, when somebody's coming from back home, I will get them to bring up some, or during if you go to any West Indian store during Christmas time, you can find a fresh one. So that's what I did, and I freeze some for when I'm ready to cook-up rice. So guys, I'm gonna cut everything up and then I'll show you guys how we put them together. Okay guys, so it's after like 3 hours after I had the chicken marinating, and I went ahead and add some cassareep, and cassareep is a sauce made out of yuca or cassava, and this is a special sauce from back home that we use in, especially when we're cooking cook-up rice. So I add some, and what that do, it give it a little bit of a color, it preserve the meat, and it help it to cook faster. So that's why we usually use cassareep in cook-up rice. So I'm gonna cook this meat, and it was marinated for over three hours. I'm gonna cook this until it's nice and all the water is cooked out, and then we will keep adding ingredients into this dish. So guys, this is the chicken, and the water is almost drying out, and oh, when I turn it, it's the steam is going all over the camera. Anyways, we're gonna now add in the rice. So I have 4 cups, this measuring cup here, of rice, and it's brown rice that I wash until I got all the starch out. So I'm gonna add that in here. I wash it and I had it sitting in this bowl, so it feels like it's really stuck together now. But I'm gonna add that to the rice. Let me just get everything out there. And then we will mix all the other ingredients, because this is a one pot dish. That's why we call it cook-up rice, because you put everything into one pot and then you just cook it up until it's done. It's really a simple dish to make. You can add anything of your choice into this dish, and guys, there are so many different ways how to make it. Every Guyanese person that I know, they have a different, unique way how they cook this dish. So it doesn't matter what you put in first, what you put in last, or what step you take, or it doesn't matter. You might see somebody put in something that you never put into yours, but everyone have a different way how to make it. So today I'm gonna share one of my version, because sometimes I make it different, depends on what meat I'm adding into it. So I put the rice in here, and then I'm gonna keep turning it until I feel like the rice grain is catching to the bottom of the pot, and then I'll keep adding more and more ingredients. But in the meantime, I'm gonna add some salt, because that's my #1 ingredient I usually add before I forget anything. So I'm gonna add, I have some salt in the chicken already. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon, and I'm gonna add another one. And then as I'm cooking this dish, I will taste along to see if I have to add more, because you don't want to put too much in the beginning and then you can't take it out. So I'm gonna cook this up for another 2 minutes until I feel like it's really catching on the bottom, and then I'll keep adding. But look how nice and shiny this look already. And like you see, the cassareep that I add into the chicken. It changed the color of the chicken, but I'll be adding in some more into the everything when I finish adding in, so we can have a nice color on in this dish when it's done.
Yummy.
Okay guys, so now I'm gonna be adding into the dish a teaspoon. Actually, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of black pepper because this dish and black pepper goes very well. So I add in my teaspoon of tablespoon of black pepper, and then you just want to turn as you mix in. And I have my stove on low because I want everything to mix nicely inside. So yeah, and then so at this point here, I'm gonna add in that nice some of my green onions and regular onions. So I'm gonna put half of the green onion because I like to put half now and half close to the end because you want to keep the flavor going. And then out of that huge big onion, I'm gonna add half of it now, so this can cook in with the rice. And then for the fine thyme, because this is one of the star of the dish, I'm gonna add it in now. So you can take off some from the stem. If some of the stem goes into the pot, that's fine because you can always fish it out later. And the stem have a lot of flavor into it. This is gonna be fine if you drop a few stem in there. Sometimes you can even put the whole thing just like that, but it's nice to put a good amount because trust me guys, this really comes through for this cook-up rice. Guys, I'm gonna add that little 2 leaves of broadleaf thyme in there, and that's gonna add an extra depth of flavor. And then I want to add some Chinese 5-spice powder, and if you have any cook-up rice seasoning, you can also add that. But I want to add 1 teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice powder. I find that this gives this dish a nice, very nice flavor. And at this point now, I'm going to be adding in my cassreep because that's the cassreep I'm going to add here now to give this dish the color and the and to help it to cook faster. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of that into here. And let me put here now, and that's how it is, very thick and nice. And this is the cassreep that's made out of the yucca or cassava, and this can be found in any West Indian store, but I got this one from Guyana. So guys, you're gonna see how nice this is gonna change the color of this dish. And because it's a 1-pot dish, you have to keep adding in all your beautiful flavorful ingredients. Look how it changed the color right away. So now the next thing I want to add into this is my bok choy, and I'm gonna add my bok choy into here because we want everything to cook in with the flavor. And I want to add my carrot because carrot is a little bit on the harder side, so it's gonna take a little bit of a longer time to cook. And I want to add it now, so by the time the dish is done, it's going to be nice and soft and tender, and we don't have to worry about the carrot not cooking in the dish. Even if it don't cook, you can still eat your carrots, steamed carrots like that, because I think a lot of people like their carrots when it's raw or steamed. So look how nice this is looking. So we have everything pretty much in here. I'm going to add in my black-eyed peas, because this is one of the main peas that you use. You can use a lot of different kind of peas. Today I'm only using black-eyed peas. You can use red peas, you can use kidney beans, you can use chickpeas, you can use split peas, pigeon peas. Sometimes I make it with different peas, but today I'm going with the black-eyed peas only. But you can add whatever peas you want. And like I show you guys that I soak this peas for a few hours, and then I boil it until it was soft. But guys, if you guys don't have or don't feel like doing that step, you can always use canned beans or peas, and that's totally fine. So look how beautiful this is looking. and it smells amazing. Right at the moment, I have a different camera person. And how do you think this dish smells, Matthew?
It smells so amazing.
Yes. So now I'm going to add our coconut milk that I did on our own. It's not the canned coconut milk. This is one that we break, the fresh coconut. And my husband have that amazing machine that squeezes the milk out of the coconut for me, that I prefer to use because it's fresh and it makes this dish even more better. So guys, he did that for me. And I'm going to add the coconut milk. But if you don't have fresh coconut milk, guys, trust me, use the canned milk and you'll still get a good cook-up rice. So let me get the canned milk and we'll come back and show you guys. So guys, I have the freshly squeezed coconut milk, about 2 cups. I'm going to measure that to be certain about it. So this is 1 cup. And that's pure coconut milk. And then I just want to get out all the creamy part. And this is 2 cups of coconut milk. And guys, I had I don't know if I mentioned, but the black eyed peas was 2 cups of black eyed peas, and the rice was 4 measuring 1 cup measure. So I'm making extra because this dish tastes better the next day, or when it's 2 days or some days older. So I like it best when it's a couple of days older. But now I'm gonna add the rest of the water, and I'm adding warm water because I don't want to stop the process of cooking right now. So I'm gonna be adding, I have 2 cups of water. I'm gonna be adding almost 6 to 8 cups until I see how it looks, and then I'm gonna tell the right average. And guys, the marred man pork that I mentioned earlier, the frozen marred man pork, smell this, man. How does that smell?
Oh, that smells so good.
Yeah, it's like a basil, and this is a popular ingredient for cook-up rice in Guyana. And when you put this into your dish, anybody who eats it, they can tell because the flavor is so different and so rich that they can tell. But it's hard to get this ingredient. So what I do whenever I find it, I'll buy a whole set and then I will freeze them, especially when I'm making this dish. So today I'm using frozen marred man pork, which is the same as basil, but the Guyana one is the spice, the taste of it is a little bit different from the one here. So there is a stronger, pungent taste that I have to it that's really, really unique. So guys, this is looking amazing. The smell is, and the aroma here is super, super nice. So I'm gonna add in the rest of the water, and I don't like to use plastic when I'm adding hot water. So I'm gonna, you hold it there, Matthew. Let me add it in a different cup. So I don't wanna add hot water to plastic. So I'm gonna use a different measuring cup. And I have here a half cup that my hand can reach on the quickest. So this would be 1. So that's 1 cup because it's a half cup. 2 cups. And this is 3 cups and a half. So 4 cups. So I believe I need 4 and 2, 6, maybe another 4 cups of water. So I'm gonna put in 4 more cups to warm up because it's important that you put the right amount of water, because some people like it when it's nice and on the wet side, and some people like it when it's on the dry side. For me, I don't care if it's wet or dry as long as the flavor is good. But I will keep adding water. You can keep adding as you go, or keep and taste, and if you need to add anything else, you can put it. That's the good thing about this dish. You can keep adding different flavor to the dish. So now that I add that, I'm gonna add my butternut squash, because what the butternut squash is gonna do for this dish, it's gonna give it a nice sweetness, and it's gonna enhance the taste of the dish because it's gonna give you, some people put sugar into this dish, but I don't like to put sugar into this dish. So in order to get that nice sweet taste, I like to add a piece of butternut squash or a piece of pumpkin, and that will give it the enough sweetness that I'm looking for along with the coconut milk. So I'm gonna leave this here, add some more water to the pot, and then I'll show you guys as I keep going. So guys, look how colorful this look with the butternut squash and the carrot, and I have little piece of bok choy peeping here and there in this dish. I'm gonna add water just over to cover everything, so that's gonna cook and cook the rice grain so it's nice and cooked properly. So I'm gonna keep, we had 4 cups of water that we already add. This is 5 and 6, 7. Oh my God, I can't believe I put the exact amount to warm it. Anyway, so we have 8 cups of water now, which is the right amount that I want. And I'm gonna just turn it up nicely so everything can get mixed in well. And then what I want to do at this point, remember I kept back some of the ingredients. So what I'm gonna do now, the rest of the ingredients that I had on the side, I'm gonna add everything here now. So when this pot is cooking, everything will get cooked in well, all the ingredients, so all the flavor will be very rich in this dish. And guys, this is one of our this is a special dish for Guyana, cook-up rice. And cook-up rice is so it's such a family get-together dish. Like when somebody's coming over to your house, there's a few dish that you always make. This would be one of them. Or if you're going on a picnic, this is the easiest because everything you put into one pot and you just cook it up quickly so you can take it with you on your picnic. Or sometimes what we did back home, if we're gonna have a day out, a picnic day out, we bring all the ingredients wherever we're going, to the park or wherever, and we'll cook it right there. So it's something that we always look forward to back home. So I'm gonna cover this and leave it to cook on medium, and we'll come back as it's cooking, and then I'll let you guys know how it's doing. But so far it smells amazing, it looks great, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna taste amazing. Okay guys, so we're gonna check this, and it's cooking up nicely. It's looking great. What I'm gonna do though, because it looks like we're gonna need to add some more water, and like I said, this is a dish that you can keep adding until you're done, but you also have to taste to make sure that the flavor is right. So I am gonna add another, this is 2 cups, and that's it. So we had 8 and 2, that's 8 and 2, 10, right Matthew?
Yep.
And then we had 2 cups of coconut milk. So I think that's all we need to add. But here now, I'm gonna cover it and leave it to cook on medium to slow. But before I do so, and like I said, you can add anything to this dish, I'm gonna add my ochro. And these were frozen okra that I have. I usually keep some frozen just in case if I have to make this dish or something that I need to add okra to. And I'm gonna add it now because it was frozen and it's thawed. It's a little bit soft, so it won't take long to cook. So I'm gonna leave this back, cover it down, and then we'll come back and let you guys know how the pot is cooking. So guys, we're gonna check this out now, and it looks amazing. It's cooking up nicely, and I can see that the rice is already cooking. So I'm gonna give it a nice turn, because at this point you wanna keep turning it like every 5 minutes or so, because you don't want it to burn on the bottom. So it's looking amazing. And then for what I like to do, I like to put my pepper in whole, and because I'm putting little pepper, I'm gonna wait until it's the final moment and then let it cook only with the steam, because I don't want the pepper to burst into the pot. so the kids can't eat it. So guys, look how nice that is looking. I'm gonna cover it. It still needs some more cooking, and then we'll come back to it. So okay guys, let's check this how this is doing, and it looks amazing. The water is evaporated and there's a little bit more of water in there, but once I cover it down and turn the stove off, all that water is gonna dry down. So at this point here, what I like to do, remember my peppers, I like to add them here, so just so they steam cook into the food and not burst into the food, because my kids won't be able to eat it. So I'm gonna put that, like, put the pepper on the top. I'm gonna cover it down and I'll turn this off for 2 minutes and then we'll come back to it. Guys, here is the finished product. The food is done. The cook-up rice is done. Everything is cooked in well in one pot, and now we have the final dish. This is the everything you can see inside, the okra, pepper, the chicken, everything. So I dish out myself a plate here, and I'm gonna taste and let you guys know. And I just made, because this dish has so many things inside and vegetables and all that, I just made a quick you can eat it with salad, but today I just made a quick salad with cilantro and cucumber and lime juice and a little bit of salt. So I'm gonna add some to my plate, and then guys, I will taste and let you guys know how it is. So guys, I'm very, very excited to eat this dish because this is one of my favorite. Everything cooked in one pot with so many fabulous ingredients, you can't go wrong. So it's super, super hot. You can see there is the carrots here. I have the butternut squash, the ochro, the pepper, everything. But it's super hot, so I'm gonna make sure that it's cold before I put it in my mouth. It's just finished cooking. So guys, cheers. I hope you guys like this step. Oh my God. The rich flavor of all the ingredients just come perfectly together. And guys, like I said, the butternut squash add a sweetness to this dish. And it's so full of freshness. It's so full of flavor. And guys, the aroma, oh my God. I wish you guys can be here to try it. And I'm just going to take a bite of my cilantro and cucumber salad that I made to go with it, with the lime juice and salt. Oh my God. To top this dish, this is just the perfect freshness to add to it. So guys, this is your mouthful that I'm taking. God, so good. I hope you guys like the recipe. There's so many different ways to make this cook-up rice. You can add chicken, you can add different meats. Sometimes you can cook it plain, vegetarian style, and add fried fish or something to the side. So guys, hope you guys are staying safe, cooking at home, and keeping your family safe and well. Until then, I would like to say, if you haven't subscribed to my video, please do so. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you would like me to make next. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Until then, bye for now.